Let's talk about it. Okay,
Triplefour podcast.
Yeah, you said this dude makes a meatwad fucking thing for no reason, and then he says Jim Norrison.
Bob Dylan I find personally obnoxious, but the Beatles destroyed culture.
Oh my god.
I got Elon Musk to smoke weed in my Tesla the other day. That's not even a big fucking deal.
Things are crazy right now. You don't know shit, do you? We really didn't.
You know, you can't always get what you want, but you'll find sometimes that if you try,
You just might get it.
Oh, you get it!
Welcome to the Triplefour podcast. I'm the host, Rhett AKA.
Wow.
Sorry.
No fucking mercy. Welcome
My
to
name's not
Triplefour
Rhett
pod.
AKA.
Okay. Welcome. Welcome to the Triplefour podcast, episode 40. Quite a milestone, episode 40. And with me today it's the triple threat trio, the Rage Brigade, the most famous guests, the most iconic triplets of this show. With me is original host, OG, Jacob Gasho.
Hell yeah, right here, bro.
And Rhett AKA.
Welcome
Thank you
to the podcast.
for welcoming me.
You're welcome.
I'm getting all wine drunk over here. I'm not gonna have. Do you guys drink wine ever?
I hate wine.
Oh,
I feel like
Yeah.
one day I'll get into it, but not right now.
I'm not even just super into drinking in general.
well, look at Mr. Fancy Pants over here.
That's not how I recall. It's not how I remember you, Rhett.
Used
you're
to.
a fuckhead.
A fuckhead.
Yeah.
Classic Jake.
I wanted to. Jake. What are you, my mom now, Rhett?
Jake.
Oh my god, that's knives to the ears.
How about Jakey?
Oh my god, that makes my dick soft.
Ah,
My
that's what I like to hear.
I hope so.
You got to see that Jack Nicholson movie, The Two Jakes.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. I should see that movie.
It's the sequel to Chinatown.
Oh.
Is it?
Yeah,
Barb was just talking.
Is it good or is it awful?
I've never seen it. Apparently, I think it was like Jack Nicholson's passion project for a long time. Supposed to be made closer to when Chinatown came out, but I think Nicholson directed it too. Pretty wild.
Chinatown isn't the one.
I thought you said Polanski for a second. I was like, I don't remember hearing about that.
No.
Chinatown isn't the movie that that artsy director guy did, is it?
I mean, Roman
Or is
Polanski.
it?
Yeah, Roman
Never
Polanski's
mind.
pretty
I'm
good,
thinking
too.
of the Chinese Booker movie. I think called Killing of a Chinese Booker.
Killing of a Chinese Bookie, that's John Cassavetes.
Cassavetes, that's what I was thinking of. Cassavetes. John Cassavetes.
He's from New York, and the name is Greek origin. So
Yeah, so I said it right.
Yeah, totally.
Cassavetes.
Cassavetes.
John Cassavetes. I speak Greek.
You speak Greek?
I speak Greek real well.
Chinatown was the first movie that we watched in film school, I think.
Well, that was the first movie I watched in the introductory class, which was not my first film class for some reason. My first film class was aesthetics.
Oh, well, my first class.
I went 200, then 101 or 100 or whatever it was.
Didn't take 100?
I took 100 sophomore year
Oh.
and took 200 freshman year.
But Wilmot still showed Chinatown first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sound lazy.
Actually, that's not true, because now that I think about it, he came in, he said, I was going to show Chinatown, but I forgot the Blu-ray at home, and the only DVD in my car is Jay Hawker's My Own Movie, so we're going to watch that. So
Yeah. I was about to say, I don't remember Chinatown being the first movie, so I feel, yeah.
now our story's all out of whack.
Well, I didn't go to film school because I'm not a loser.
You know, this is kind of time for films.
Time for films. Parasite. Midsommar. Jean-Luc Godard. Robert Eggers sucks. This is the Time for Films theme song. It's over.
It's kind of a what?
I said this is kind of time for films.
Oh, I know. That's what I was thinking when I first brought up Chinatown. Because have you seen Killing of a Chinese Bookie?
Yeah, I watched all of Cassavetes' movies a few months ago.
I've only seen one Cassavetes movie, which is Shadows, I think.
That's an older one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like is that the one where a black guy is dating a white girl?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that one was I don't remember liking that one at all, to be honest.
That's one of those ones I appreciate. I like the idea, I like the effort, but yeah, the movie itself didn't turn out like oh man, can't wait to watch Shadows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you have to be like, okay, I guess I'm going to watch Shadows. Kind of like you have to get it over with.
Well, it's considered the original indie film, like the first indie film, because he funded it just by like people donating to him to make it.
How many great people do you think listen to the podcast?
None that I'm aware of, but I have been meaning to point out that I've had consistent listeners from the Netherlands, from Amsterdam. So, hey, if you Amsterdam heads are out there listening, appreciate you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Goedenacht.
What does that mean?
That's German for good night.
No, it's Dutch for good night.
You fucking racist fuck.
No, it's Dutch for good night.
Hey, if you're
it's very similar to German.
If you are Dutch listeners, put in the comments how to say good night.
Oh my god!
Oh my
Rhett.
god, that needs to stop.
Huh?
Dude, that sound was awful.
That's considered very rude in the Netherlands.
It's my voice.
No, it was a chip bag or something.
Yeah, you were eating. I just finished watching the AFI 100, so I've seen all the whole list now.
America's funniest. Hold on.
America's
funniest. Yeah.
America's funniest individuals. What is AFI?
American Film Institute.
Film Institute.
Oh.
BFI. British Film Institute.
Britain's
Sight and
funniest.
Sound. I've seen all the Sight and Sound.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
or not all, the top 50, sorry.
Oh, well, that's not as impressive.
Yeah, well, I thought it was only 50, and then, like, after I went through it, I found out there were, like, 200 more movies.
Oh, my
God.
God.
Like that. I was like, okay.
The site...
So what is that?
Oh, it's just BFI's AFI list, basically. It's more art film kind of stuff.
Sight and Sound is a lot more adventurous. Theirs is like... They have, like, fucking Satin Tango on there, and...
Yeah, which I've seen that.
You watched all of it?
It's torture, yeah. I watched it pretty much in all one sitting, except, like, the last hour I fell asleep or something.
Is it a 6-hour movie?
It's a 7-hour movie.
Oh my god. What the balls on that person?
And it's not even like it's literally made to torture you, basically. Like, that's kind of the point. Like, scenes, there will be a scene of someone driving on, like, a horse-drawn sleigh for 10 minutes.
Is there
not a sleigh, but like a cart. Huh?
Is there a storyline to it?
It's like a post-apocalyptic thing.
So
is it a lady just driving and she's trying to figure out how to survive?
I honestly don't remember that much.
See, I feel like that's not a film. That's like...
I think it's dumb.
Not necessarily that it's dumb, but it's not a film. Like, it sounds like an experimental video art piece. It doesn't sound like a film. You know, I don't think films...
Like it should be in a museum?
Or a series. Yeah, it should be projected or something.
Yeah, it's not like I would classify it kind of differently. It feels more like a film than something like Matthew Barney would make or whatever, though.
Right.
You know, but it is kind of just like, let's just make an experimental video film kind of thing. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but it's just like if you're gonna make a top 250 most important art films or whatever, like I don't know, just and like isn't I think Godard's Histoire du Cinema or whatever.
Histoire du Cinéma.
There you go.
Yeah,
isn't that's like a 9? It's like a 9-hour series, right?
It's like 4 hours.
Oh,
it's like a 4-hour 10-part extremely experimental documentary
On what?
about film, and it's basically just like a long poem.
Is it just random scenes on the street?
No, it's like taking clips from cinema, from what I'm remembering, with like spoken word and stuff like that. He's basically just expressing his feelings towards film.
Okay.
It's cool in concept, but it gets really grating.
That's all late period Godard. Cool in concept.
I do really like Goodbye to Language, even though I haven't even seen the 3D version, which I would kill to see, because
I've heard of that.
Apparently it's like one eye has like totally different effects and the other has totally different, and it's just all experimental like 3D stuff. I kind of want to get the 3D Blu-ray and try to find.
That's a flex.
Like, Blu-ray. Yeah.
I own the Goodbye to Language 3D Blu-ray.
I have Gaspar Noé's Love in 3D, which I think the only 3D scene is just a 3D shot of someone getting jerked off.
It's Jacob's kind of movie.
Yep.
Oh, dude.
It's on Netflix somehow.
What's the name of the movie?
Love.
That's it?
It's Gaspar Noé's worst film by far.
Huh. I don't even know that person. I'll write his name down though.
Yeah. Climax and Irreversible are the go-tos.
He did Enter the Void too.
Which I'm not huge on Enter the Void.
Oh, I thought it was really cool. Oh, his Love is...
I think I think it's admirable, and there are parts that are really great. It has like probably the best intro scene to a movie.
Yeah.
Ever, because it's just taking I think it's Throbbing Gristle and LFO's Freak, and it's just like perfectly edited to those songs.
I think, Jacob, you would like Goodbye to Language, though, the Godard film.
So is that the 3D one?
Yeah, there is a 2D version, which that's what I've seen.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Is Goodbye to Language his new 3D one or the experimental documentary?
It's from like 2014. It's less than an hour and a half. I think it's like 70 minutes or something.
Where do you even find this cool
stuff? They have it at
Liberty
Liberty Hall. It's on Kino Lorber. I think you can like rent it.
It's on Criterion Channel too.
Oh shit!
It's good stuff.
Maybe I should steal one of your guys' things for while I'm here. I can't get anything out in the country. Okay, well
I'll give it to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't use mine a ton, so I wouldn't really mind lending it to.
Okay. Jesus, Rhett. Nope, not gonna give it to you. I don't really.
But yeah, the AFI 100. I had like 68 or 70 already seen, and so I was like, I could probably knock this out. And since I've been just at home the past few weeks, the only things new that I saw that I really liked were the Billy Wilder movies, Some Like It Hot and The Apartment. Those were both
good.
Really good. It was painful to sit through some of the musicals because I just hate musicals. West Side Story.
I was okay with Singing in the Rain. I've not seen West Side Story.
Singing in the Rain has some cool parts.
Yeah.
West
Side Story is like almost 2.5 hours or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah. And there was a Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire movie on there. Torture. There was a movie called Yankee Doodle Dandy which had James Cagney, and the whole fucking movie was just Broadway like song and dance stuff. Like, well, I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy and a doodle doo, and I'm just like, fucking kill me.
That sounds awesome.
So yeah,
Can't wait to hear it.
Why do you guys watch all these list things? Just to watch it, or are you genuinely interested in watching all these?
I used to watch it just because you will find gems and stuff like that, but you do have to like sift through stuff that you personally won't enjoy, and just like other people kind of enjoy, I guess.
So
I let it go like 4 years ago. I stopped doing that like 4 years ago, just because I was like, I just want to watch what I want to watch.
Oh, I do that with music now. I used to be so into trying to find new bands all the time, but then now I kind of stopped. Not completely, but I'm just like, I want to listen to stuff I want to listen to, because it just gets boring trying to keep always finding something new and great.
Yeah, I feel that, but I'm more, instead of like not finding new bands, I just don't find, like, I won't listen to what's like highly regarded by people that I know I probably won't be that into. Or if it's like I listen to part of it and don't like it, I'm not going to listen to the whole album, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I see it more as like studying a little bit, especially because when we were in school, everybody was just shit talking. Like if there was a night where they were like, all right, we're gonna watch this older foreign film, everybody would be like, oh, fuck you. Like everybody would be in there like, I don't care, you know, like they'd be like, tonight we're gonna watch a Terrence Malick movie or whatever, and they'd be like, fuck this. See, where like I see it as like, okay, I need to probably make up for some of that. And also, yeah, I mean, some part of it is like finding new stuff that I love, but I think more so it's like I feel like a completionist, and I always want to have like that handle on all of the like really well regarded culturally significant kind of baseline thing, and not so much like, have you seen Yankee Doodle Dandy? It fucking goes hard. It's not that. It's just like I can say that I've seen, I don't know, something like it, or I don't know. I feel like you just glean little pieces of insight with everything that you experience, you know? Like, yeah, I don't know. I feel really like hungry to like absorb and consume a lot of stuff right now. So that's why I'm reading a lot and stuff.
Yeah.
What I love, see, what I've been doing now, instead of purposely finding new music, what I've been listening to lately is Iggy Pop has a radio station, not on Spotify. Someone else put all of his songs on his radio station onto Spotify, and it's called Iggy Confidential. And so I just listen to that all the time, and there's a bunch of new shit that I haven't heard, and sometimes I find like, oh man, this is good, and then I'll listen to more of that person.
Yeah, that's cool. That seems more like, you know, listening to the radio or something feels a little bit more like an intentional, like, and I guess you did say this, but like trying to find something that you're into or your like next favorite thing.
Yeah.
When
I listen to a ton of NTS radio just because there's a ton of, they have every kind of music on that.
What is
like streaming platform? It's like an online music radio broadcast thing.
Is it through Spotify, or do you just subscribe?
No, it's totally free. It's just like you can download the app or go onto the browser. You can just look at radio stations that are live. You can look at featured radio stations. There's an option to go through genres, and there's like 100 genres, 150 genres, something like that. It gets really specific. So you can just go into that, find a radio broadcast that you want to listen to.
Is that what you
like? There's usually a track list kind of thing too.
Is that what you do most of the time, Rhett?
I do that, and also I do like just listen to albums and stuff. I mostly listen to like electronic and rap and like shoegaze every once in a while, and I've been getting back into metal a little more, that kind of thing.
Do you do that because you're making that kind of music?
Not necessarily. I think it just helps like kind of get more variation, kind of expand your horizons. I've kind of like I don't like listening to albums as much as just like songs now, because I can just listen to way more kind of stuff. And if I really, really like something, I'll dive into that album.
See, I'm like an album guy. I love listening to albums to see how people set up their songs and the whole feel of this whatever you say, how you
Cumulative.
Cumulative effort of the art of the album.
Yeah, the thing with electronic music, though, is historically it's been more of a singles kind of thing. There are definitely tons of albums, but like singles are really big, especially with DJing, because it's revolving around the dance floor and you want like a good energy. And like if you listen to an album, it has a totally different kind of energy than like a mix does.
Well, I feel like if you listen to a whole, in that sort of mindset, if you listen to a whole electronic album, wouldn't it get kind of repetitive because they're all just
not specifically. Sometimes, but not really.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I would imagine it would get really repetitive and boring.
It can, but I don't know. They structure songs differently. They'll give different tempos, different styles sometimes, all that kind of stuff.
I like to put on Kraftwerk when I'm writing.
Kraftwerk's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or ambient music.
Isn't that a post-rock band?
They're
at the beginning,
like listed as krautrock, but it's like heavily like electronic stuff. I guess I don't know a ton about krautrock and stuff, but krautrock is pretty varied, and there's like kind of a more electronic kind of side and a more rocky kind of side. So like Tangerine Dream, Kraftwerk, that kind of stuff is more electronic. Can, that kind of stuff is more rock.
I know Can. That's probably it.
Yeah.
Can goes hard. Damo Suki, the singer, was on like tour in America. He actually had a date coming up in St. Louis at a really small venue. And I was like, huh, that'd be kind of interesting. I have no idea what he's going to do, but...
was that before COVID?
Yeah, no, it was canceled, but...
That would have been cool. I was going to go see Death Heaven, and that got postponed.
Yeah, I was going to see like 100 Gex. I was going to go to Nebraska to see Echo 2K and Ives Tumor. Like there have been a bunch of shows that have been postponed or canceled or whatever that I was planning on going to.
Did you listen to Ives Tumor's newest album?
Did the album come out?
Yeah, it came out I think not too long ago.
Yeah, I knew it was like April. I just have lost track of time. I keep forgetting it's April.
I just listened to, I think it's probably the solo or like the main song. I think it's called Strawberry Hill or something like that. And that was really good.
Yeah, I need to give it a listen. I know like Safe in the Hand of Love pretty well. Safe in the Hands of Love, I mean.
100 Gex definitely strikes me as up your alley, Rhett.
Yeah.
But I hated what I heard of it. Like I started listening to the album, I listened to like 3 or 4 songs and I was like, no.
I really like absurdism for sure, and then I also just love like the trap and pop and just kind of experimental elements that they'll throw in too. They're St. Louis natives too.
Oh, I know. Dude. Braden, my friend Braden showed me this band. They're like some weird pop.
It's like noisy, glitchy, like kind of breakbeaty, like mixed up pop trap.
Yeah, it's like a lot of it's structured very oddly. Some of the songs can be like a minute 30 seconds, and then like another is 3 minutes, that kind of thing.
I also thought this is like if Brockhampton was like turned up times 20 and also just hacked up like a salad.
It's Brockhampton if they're way cooler.
I haven't listened to Brockhampton in years. And
me neither.
Which is crazy because at the time it was
they
like...
They kind of fell off to some degree too.
Yeah, what was the 4th album, or I guess it would be the 5th album?
My brother.
Yeah, I didn't even listen to it.
Anyway, this has been Time for Films.
This is the time for Filmz theme song. It's over.
Forgot Forgot
We
to
went
Podcast over.
forgot to close it out.
Yeah. We should have. Don't you have a music segment too? Don't you?
No, we've never established a music segment.
Dude, we gotta have a
All right.
music segment.
All right, it's time for music. So have you guys seen Paprika?
I get it.
I don't get it.
I really haven't been listening to a lot of music. I don't like. I gotta focus on. I only got like 3 things to focus on. I got fucking books and reading podcasts and watching a lot of movies. I've watched like 46 movies or something during quarantine.
Jesus Christ! It's only been like 2 weeks.
No,
It's been like
we're going on
almost a
4.
month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah. It's easy to lose track of time.
Dude, I forget. I forgot today was Thursday. I forgot yesterday was Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yesterday was my mom's birthday. Boom.
Oh, happy birthday to your mom. Is she
Happy
80?
birthday.
She's 18.
Ooh, just how I like them.
Oh, Jesus. Is that who you matched with on Tinder, Jacob?
Yeah,
My mom.
Oh, Rhett's mom. Is her name
18.
Ellie? Is her name Ellie, Rhett?
Can be.
Yeah, that's how I like it.
Dude, I gotta say, the dating apps have been a lot more populated during
Dude,
quarantine.
I've been getting so much more matches.
I've not been trying.
Oh, Rhett, you got to get on the dating app.
No, they
No, I'm
fucking
good.
suck. They're the worst.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Dan, did you watch Louis' new special?
I did.
I haven't seen it yet, but I wanted to watch it while I'm here at my parents' place.
It's very standard. It's funny because it's Louis. Like
Are things crazy right now?
things are definitely crazy right now. But
Well, in that special. there a lot
no,
of that or not?
no, actually, it's pretty standard Louis
Okay.
material. It's all
So
like
Well, I feel like the one that he had like right before the scandal or whatever was kind of more in that zone or whatever.
2017 or whatever. It was called.
Yeah, what? Yeah, 2016, 2017, whatever. it
Oh,
was.
that's where he was in an arena, right? He was wearing a suit in an arena, I think.
I remember thinking that one was weak, but yeah. But there were some funny bits. There were some funny bits in the new one. I will say that.
Maybe he feels a bit like he shouldn't push the boundaries too hard.
Oh no, he pushes some things. I mean,
Okay.
there are some edgy bits. Some of them are hilarious, and some of them are just kind of edgy, and I'm like, whatever, move on from this. Kind of cringe. But the problem is, my ultimate review is that I feel like he could have done more. He doesn't really directly address his situation as much as I would like. I would really, really prefer if he had gone full hog, talked about it at length through his jokes and self-deprecated and made some progress out of it.
Did you watch Aziz Ansari's newest special?
Yeah, and his was the same way.
This was over the top. I thought he addressed it over the point, and then he got really deep into philosophy type stuff.
Well, at the beginning of Aziz's thing, he was like, I remember him saying something to the effect of, actually Louis says something pretty similar, which is, look, I've learned a lot of stuff and I feel different and I feel like a changed person and all that. But in Aziz's, he also says something like, and I had a lot of conversations with friends and it changed their perspectives too. And I feel like I impacted change on them. And I'm like, what are you trying to change this into a thing where you're actually kind of a saint for doing this? It's like, yeah, I don't think Louis' special is going to change anybody's mind, basically. I think people who like him are going to still like him. People who don't like him are still going to not like him.
Yeah, probably.
Which is kind of disappointing, It's like I want to go one way or the other. Either make me love you and want to defend you a whole bunch, or make me hate you and want to never see you again. Do one or the other.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel a bit not completely in the middle ground, but I like the guy. I like his stuff a lot. So I think I'm kind of in that camp.
I don't think I've seen stand up for like 3 years.
Dude, there's some good stuff.
I'm not like super into stand up in the first place, and it just like I haven't been like I've been even less into it for some reason.
Well, there's a lot of shit. There's a lot.
There is a lot of terrible shit.
Yeah. Speaking of John Rogan.
Oh, yeah.
Rojogan.
John Rogan.
I saw one of his stand up specials, or like watched the first 10 minutes, and it was like really bad.
Yeah, he's literally Things Are Crazy right now.
Yeah. It's.
Which one did you watch of his? Do you remember?
It was something. It was Triggered. I think it was called Triggered.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't like that one. That one was kind of bad. His last one I thought was pretty good.
Welcome back to Time for Films.
I just don't like his style at all. Like, he's like way too much of like a cookie cutter comedian to me. Like, I don't like. I'm pretty uninformed, but that's just how I see it.
Well, his podcast, he's way better on his podcast, and I think he's funnier on his podcast.
He seems more natural on his podcast.
I've literally never seen him be funny in my life. I mean, I haven't really listened to a lot of his show, but
yeah, I haven't really seen him being like funny. I've seen like there's a period in like 2018 where I watched a few podcasts or something because it was like Hannibal Buress and stuff like that. So I was just like, I'll watch Hannibal anytime.
Can you believe that there are actually people out there who think that killing elk is a problem?
Oh, you're doing a Joe Rogan bit.
Yeah, dude. You just got to be a hunter-gatherer, and like it doesn't make any sense to go to the store to buy food. You need to hunt it yourself, and you should only eat one meal a day. That's how humans have survived.
You have to sound semi-stoned. Like,
yeah.
It's like, a buddy of mine, he kept telling me that it's entirely possible that DMT might actually save your life. Anyway, you're listening to the Triplefour podcast, number 2 podcast in the world. Yeah, anyway, he sucks.
Yeah.
I
feel it.
Jacob, have you seen Christina P's stand-up special?
Yeah. She's fucking hilarious, though. I think she's really good.
Like in her special or just in general?
Well, both. But her special is really good, too. Like,
I thought it was awful. I'm not going to lie to you.
You thought it was awful?
Yeah. I got halfway through, and she starts going, millennials, man. What's the deal? They're all so offended. And I'm like, off. Yeah, fuck that. That's so fucking lame. Things are crazy right now. Triggered. It's entirely possible. DMT. It's just it's all the same hacky shit. I hate that from comedians right now. This whole thing of like, I'm old and I don't get it.
You know what I fucking hate that I see a lot is the relationship type of bits. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't like those at all. There was a stand-up I watched where almost the whole stand-up related to how this guy is. Like his last line was that, oh, I guess I'm single now or something like that. Like this whole stand-up went down him being single.
That sounds like a lot of guys. Have you seen Daniel Sloss? You ever watched him?
I've seen some.
No, but I feel like, did you send me his thing through a text? That might have been a different guy.
No, I don't think. I think I sent you Sam Morrill.
That's what it was. You sent me Sam Morrill.
He's good. Yeah, no, Daniel Sloss has a thing that's 2 specials, and they're coupled together on Netflix. And the second one is all about relationships, and he talks like it's a TED Talk. We're all he's Scottish. Look, we're all jigsaw puzzles, and we've all got to find the missing piece. And it's just like, fuck off.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a special at all. It doesn't sound.
It doesn't smell. Never mind.
That doesn't smell like a special at all.
Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that.
See, I feel like I'm just looking for comedians who want to do stuff that's kind of weird and clever and maybe a little sad, but also, I don't know, creative.
Piece, Stan.
Huh?
Do you
You said you're looking for your missing puzzle piece.
I am.
I listened to my first Rico Nasty song the other day.
I like how you say that. You said it like it was. This is my first one. I know it's taken a long time to get here. It's kind of an event.
I feel like I've heard her name a lot, and I never listened to her until the other day.
Yeah.
I heard Bitch Nasty. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, Rico's cool.
Yeah.
I think I found out about her before, like the Nasty album or whatever. I somehow found like Sugar Trap too.
Ooh, hold on. I want to talk about one thing, and I don't think it would take too long to talk about. But, well, first I should ask, Rhett, have you listened to Lou Reed at all?
A little bit. I know more like Laurie Anderson, which he was married to Laurie Anderson or something like that.
I didn't know that. So
Laurie Anderson is like...
Yeah, she's a musician, a performance artist.
She's like a musician. Yeah, it's more like in the performance art kind of like arena or whatever. But I've liked quite a bit of her stuff. I think I would like Lou Reed. I'm just like not that familiar. Was he Velvet Underground?
Yeah, he was the lead singer. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, yeah, I've heard like that album, but like I do like more of his solo stuff from what I've heard,
but
like a Metal Machine Music or something.
Yeah, well that album is that's his Noise album. That album is like a joke. Like he made that to get out of his record
contract.
His contract.
Yeah, I like there are a lot of albums that are like joke albums from musicians that I like. Like Vaporwave was basically invented from a joke album from One O Tricks Point Never. Do you know who that is by any chance?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I didn't know Vaporwave was made from that guy.
It's under Chuck Person, Echo Jams. But he made that as a joke, just like kind of goofing around.
What, before
It's a great
Macintosh
album.
Plus?
Yeah, what about Macintosh Plus?
Like a year before that.
Oh, I always thought Macintosh Plus was the first Vaporwave.
Well, okay, so I'll kind of explain some of this.
Here we go.
3 albums that are kind of seen as the beginning of Vaporwave. Echo Jams from what?
I'm just imagining you at the front of a lecture hall.
Yeah.
So there are 3 albums that we can point to.
There are though. It's Chuck Person.
There's like that School of Rock School of Rock where he's got all the names up on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, School of Rock is one of the albums.
Rhett's Jack Black right now.
Chicago 19.
Anyway, real quick, going over the history of Vaporwave. The first album was Chuck Person's Echo Jams, which is One O Tricks Point Never. That was like 2010. And then there are 2 albums from 2011 that are kind of seen as like the trendy, I guess. Then there's James Ferraro's Farside Virtual, which is like kind of a Vaporwave album. It doesn't really have that much like musically that's similar, but like a lot of the themes and like visual stuff inspired a ton of Vaporwave kind of stuff. And then Macintosh Plus.
Oh, so they were late to the game, Macintosh Plus.
No, Macintosh Plus kind of combined both the Chuck Person and James Ferraro's Farside Virtual to some degree. And that's kind of like seen as the first like pure Vaporwave album. But I view like Echo Jams as a full-on Vaporwave album, I guess.
Okay.
It's just like slightly different.
Well, the only reason why I brought up Lou Reed in the first place, then we got to Vaporwave somehow.
Oh yeah. Joke albums. That's all.
I wanted to bring up Street Hassle, the album that Dan told me. I think you said it was your favorite.
Yeah.
But I listened to that, and that was my only Lou Reed album I listened to. And overall, I've only listened to it once. I plan to listen to it again because I honestly really liked it. I thought it was super cool. But I'm curious, have you done any, because I know you read his book, have you done any research on that album or other albums?
Yeah, I read his book, and I've listened to every album he's made, and some of them many times, especially Street Hassle. And I picked up the vinyl a few months ago because I found it locally and I was like, shit. And that was the only Lou Reed album they had, and I was like, it's my favorite one. Meant to be. Yeah, I don't really know a lot about how it's made, other than actually some of the instruments or some of the tracks were actually from live performances.
That's
And
what it sounded like. The Black song, that sounded like there was a bar in the background.
yeah, it's like partially live tracks and partially studio tracks. And also he was in a period of making albums with binaural mixes or something. So it's like got a different way of some kind of different dynamic recording process that like it has many channels or something. He was apparently really big into technology. Music technology was evolving and how he could get his hands on anything new all the time.
Huh. I wonder how he makes music now then. Like if he
Well,
would ever make
You see,
electronic
he's
albums.
dead. But
He's dead? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
Laurie Anderson made a movie about it.
Fuck. I thought he was alive.
no, he died in like
No,
2013, I think.
rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Lou Reed.
All right.
Definitely one of my favorite, one of my icons now. Reading the book gave a lot of insight to it, but I think if you kind of have to take him all in as like a musician and as like a public persona, because the way that he acted and presented himself and he did so many different things, had his fingers in so many things, like different kinds of projects and stuff. And he really evolved a lot over his career too, obviously, because he started in Velvet Underground, there was that, and then he kind of became solo, and he started with the glam rock thing, kind of doing the Take a Walk on a Wild Side, David Bowie producing that album, and then he became kind of the street hassle guy, kind of the tough leather, like asshole rock star guy, and then he got a little softer in the 80s after he kind of got clean and became super poppy for a while, and then he got real experimental towards the 90s and early 2000s.
See, I think I'm gonna go to the experimental side of him. Well, I've been kind of curious, because so I was listening to Ty Segall today, and I don't know how much of Ty Segall you guys have listened to, but
I've heard like an album.
Oh, so his early stuff is really, really noisy garage rock type of thing. But then later on, he's gotten a lot more, not like clean cut, like it's still noisy garage rock, but it's a lot more, I guess, clean around the edges. And I'm kind of curious if most musicians kind of end up that way, where they start out, or at least like indie musicians, like not people with a lot of money getting big famous deals and shit. If they start out real kind of like noisy and DIY, and then end up kind of clean cut and a bit more for a broader audience.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I think that is one of the most interesting parts of investigating or researching your favorite artists, is seeing how they grow and evolve, and what the demands of, maybe the time period they're in, or their financial situation, or how their popularity affects them. And that's always something that's drawn me to like reading a big biography like the Lou Reed book, or I actually have the Bruce Springsteen autobiography sitting on my shelf. Really want to read.
Are you a big Bruce Springsteen fan too?
Oh yeah, probably the number one influence on the N. Ron Hubbard LP.
What's your biggest influence, Rhett?
Me?
Yeah.
Like, who's my big? I don't like a lot of electronic music in general. I guess Aphex Twin.
Yeah, I've heard you talk about Aphex Twin.
Yeah. Like Aphex Twin, Opian. Like Opian, I guess I don't incorporate into my own music. Like Giorgio Moroder, definitely more like techno kind of stuff. Anamanaguchi, No Sleep, Crystal Castles, a lot of chiptune stuff too.
Giovanni Giorgio.
Giorgio Moroder is probably the most influential musician in like electronic dance music.
Top
He
three,
basically, huh?
top three Giorgios for me. Giorgio
Top
Armani is number 2.
Kind of an obscure kind of designer guy. Giorgio Moroder, he produced for Donna Summer. So he basically moved disco from being like more like live instrumentation kind of stuff to more electronic stuff. And the way disco is very similar to techno and house and its structure and stuff. It has like the same 4 on the floor dance beat kind of thing. But he took it into like synthesizers, drum machine, that kind of stuff. And basically he's made accidental like techno from like trying to make disco. So he's basically, and he's worked with David Bowie and a bunch of like other pop artists and stuff like that too. But he's like influenced synthesized music a ton, especially in the pop and dance kind of realm.
Yeah, that one Donna Summer song, that's
I Feel Love.
Yeah, that shit is pretty crazy.
Yeah. He produced that. He produced like that, like Bad Girls and a lot of that stuff too.
But it's weird because Donna Summer, I always imagine being a clean cut for everybody type of gal with her music. But that guy to a different level.
I think she's like mostly worked with him, like especially in the beginning. But she had like really, really like sexual kind of stuff before even like the super electro stuff.
Like, do you remember that Donna Summer song? I Wanna Fuck.
Is that really
a classic? Well, she basically has like a 15-minute song that's about that. It's like I Love to Love You, Baby, or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Baby. Yeah.
Nailed it.
Like she's like moaning and stuff on that song. And it's like 14 or 15 minutes long or something.
I heard a story about that when she was doing a concert and doing that song and she was moaning and shit. She had to stop and go to her trailer, and then the whole audience of dudes, horny fucking dudes, were like moving her trailer up and down.
Goodness.
I know.
The 70s.
That fucking slut.
Speaking of 15-minute songs, did anybody else listen to the new Bob Dylan song?
Nope.
No, I didn't know there was a new Bob Dylan.
It's the first one he's done. His first new original Bob Dylan song in 8 years.
Holy shit.
And I really I had to like put in my head like this guy has been making music for 60 years. Like crazy. Like probably more. I mean, technically probably more than that, but
a 17-minute song. That's crazy.
How there are like no other artists that have made music for that long other than like Woody Guthrie maybe. It's kind of cool. The composition, the arrangement is really pretty, and his voice sounds really good. I listened to this album he did. It's kind of a jazzy album. What was it called? I think it's like called the Blue Album or something like that. It's probably the
Shadows in the Night.
Yeah, that's all standards covered. It's all Sinatra, I think.
Yeah, that was kind of nice. I mean, it's not blow you out of the water, but it's a nice listening album.
You should go back and listen to Oh Mercy from 1989. Daniel Lanois produced it. Lanois was like Brian Eno's protege, and he has very similar producing style.
Is it kind of like an electronic-y album?
No, but it's kind of ambient, and there's like electronic parts to it. So ambient Bob Dylan album, it's pretty sick.
You need to check out like a lot of like Japanese like new age music if you're not like familiar with like Midori Takada and stuff like that.
I've listened to it
just because it's more like acoustic stuff, but it's very ambient. So like
what's an artist? Yeah, give me an artist. Are they on Bandcamp?
Midori Takada, yes, I think so. I don't know.
I'll look it up.
They're like on Spotify and stuff like that, and YouTube. So I'll like send the name of the artist through the chat.
Oh, gracias.
There's a couple channels that I follow on YouTube that just post full albums of like 70s and 80s Japanese records, mostly like jazz and electronic stuff.
Dude, I know what you're talking. I've listened to that before. Those are cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been Time for Films.
This is the time for Filmz theme song. It's over.
You gotta get a time for music set.
Oh, if we are like, if we do want to go back to film at all, do we have any interest in that?
Yeah, sure. I don't. You guys know way more about film than me, so you just ask, "What's that?" Like, oh, okay. But what did you want to say about film?
There.
Roll the song again.
So,
Time for Films.
Aphex Twin.
What about Apex Twin?
He's making a movie.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yep.
No,
When's it-
No.
no. Sorry.
Yeah.
You
I-
got
like-
real excited.
I got excited.
I was gonna bring up an anime movie that I saw before the coronavirus thing.
Okay, tell me what it is. I think I might have saw it too.
Well,
Jacob's seen
if
all
you
anime.
haven't seen it, you definitely should check it out. It's called Tokyo Godfathers.
Oh, damn it. I didn't.
Okay, it's directed by I'm blanking on his name right now for some reason.
The guy who did Perfect Blue.
Perfect Blue. Yeah, he did Perfect
Satoshi
Blue.
Kon.
Satoshi Kon, yeah. Satoshi Kon directed it. I think it was like his second movie. But most of Satoshi Kon's movies are very like kind of trippy, like kind of like psychological thrillers a lot of the time, or just like time warping, just weird stuff like that are thrown in. But this is just like a totally like based in reality for the most part movie about 3 homeless people that find an abandoned baby, and they are like trying to figure out what they're trying to do, and they have to take care for it, and they try to find the parents, all that kind of stuff. But it goes into a lot of their backstories and their traumas and stuff like that, and like kind of like relate it to like the parents that they find that had abandoned the baby. I hadn't seen it in a long time, and it's kind of just one of my favorite anime movies at this point now. And I thought I'd just go ahead and like suggest that if you haven't seen it.
The movie that I was thinking you were going to say was called Weathering. You seen that?
Weathering with You? Yeah, I saw it and didn't like it.
Oh, I thought that was I thought it was a nice movie.
It
Why
was
didn't-
like, it was cool for like the first like 30 minutes or so, and then it got kind of grating. I've seen movies from that director before, quite a bit, and I think he's kind of overrated in general, but that is like not one of his best movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not an anime person, so I think any anime movie I see, I'm like, oh, that was nice.
Yeah, I get you. It's just like, in general, I don't get a ton from his movies. I think like Your Name and Garden of Words are probably the best things he's done. And those are decent movies, but I like Your Name was like regarded as, I think it was like the highest selling anime movie of all time or something like that. But I wouldn't like compare it to Satoshi Kon or Hideaki Anno or
I want to ask
any
a
of the Ghibli
question
movies.
about the movie Parasite. Real hot
Yeah.
button.
Hot button issue.
What do
I
you?
just rewatched that earlier this week.
So I'm gonna go on a limb and say you liked it all, right?
Yeah, I loved it.
Dan, what do you think?
Amazing movie. Deserved all the hype.
Damn, you guys are like. See, I didn't dislike it, but I didn't think it was.
I like saw it before the hype too, but it was crazy. Like I'd never seen like a foreign movie get that many like theater showings. I
know.
I saw it. I had to go to Leewood's like AMC to see it, like to see it as soon as possible. But it had like 4 showings a day, and they're like all sold out. And I was just like, "Holy cow!" And then I saw the movie, and I was just like, "This does like a perfect job of like telling a very meaningful story, and like the direction very much enhances all that." There's stuff that you visually pick up that you don't pick up as much from like the dialogue and the story itself. and you kind of have to think about it. Like, there are so many visual representations of like the lower class being compared to dogs somehow, and like kind of the upper class being compared to like very rigid, like very disconnected kind of people. I don't know. Like, there are shots where it's like dogs running, and then they'll cut to like the maid, and it's like she's walking in the same exact way that the dogs are walking and stuff like that. It's just like, it's packed full. You find new stuff every time you watch it, and it's like my third time seeing it.
See, I want to watch it again. I wish it would come out on.
It's on Hulu.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and it's on Blu-ray and stuff like that. It's getting a Criterion too.
Damn, already?
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't know that could happen.
That and Memories of Murder, which is another movie that he did, like one of his first big ones.
Did you guys see Lighthouse?
Yep.
Yeah. Hello. Fucking. They stole our movie.
They did.
Oh yeah, I remember we talked about that. That movie was cool.
Legit. Okay. I liked it. It was good. But by the end, I literally could not get it out of my head that it was exactly like the space. Like,
he just searches YouTube for hours. finding
Robert
these,
Eggers.
like, smallest movies. He's like, holy cow, this Room movie, a banger.
I don't know.
I'm just gonna copy it.
I don't know how in touch you guys are with the podcast, the 444 culture, but Robert Eggers is one of our mortal enemies.
He's on the hit list.
He's on the hit list.
Yeah.
And it's for this reason.
Do you watch the podcast, Rhett?
Yeah, especially during quarantine. I've been going through basically the whole catalog.
Damn. I've only seen a few other episodes.
A few hundred?
No,
You've only seen a few hundred episodes.
I've only seen a few hundred.
I do watch podcasts all the time, though. Like, that's my only entertainment, usually.
Yeah, Lighthouse was really good, though. I really liked the way that they shot it, mostly. That was my main thing that attracted me to it.
Me too, for sure. I, rewatched part of it with my parents, and there's a lot of stuff that they liked it.
Why did you only watch part of it?
Because I was, dead tired. It was like when I was working, and it's a physical job, and it was really late, so I was just like, okay, I gotta go to bed, that kind of thing. But there's stuff that you pick up, again, visual things that you pick up that you don't really pick up the first time around.
Well, I've noticed that with music too. I've listened to certain albums I have, like CD, and I've listened to them 10 or 15 times, and then I noticed a lot of different things, or how certain things are arranged that affect me differently. I'm like, oh shit, that's kind of cool. Yeah,
for sure. I tend to pick up very, very, very minor details that are just crazy to hear. You never hear it before, but it's super intricate, and the sound that they're putting in or whatever.
Okay, I need to revisit, just because I'm reminded of it, how I hope Nick is listening to this, how off base he was with those attacks on Dennis Hopper in the last episode.
Dude,
yeah,
I know.
For sure.
Dennis Hopper isn't bad. I love them.
Also, KCAI alumni.
Dennis Hopper?
Yeah, he's from Kansas.
Oh,
what?
Shit.
He attended a few classes at KCAI.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, shit, I didn't realize he's from Kansas.
Yep.
Oh shit! After World War II, his family moved to Kansas City, where he attended Saturday art classes at KCAI.
There's a lot of really interesting KCAI. Most people know about Walt Disney, I feel.
I don't.
Yeah, Walt Disney went to KCAI.
So did Ruben Castillo.
I can't think of it. I know there's a DJ that I really like, and electronic producer that did really weird house music. His name's Theo Parrish, and I didn't know he went there because he's more associated with Chicago and Detroit.
Do you guys know Robert Rauschenberg?
Yeah.
He went to KCI.
Really?
Yeah. He's also from Kansas, I think.
KCAI. Shout out.
Yeah.
Castillo, Robert Rauschenberg,
Andy.
All those great artists.
Andy Erdrich.
Annie Erdrich.
Thomas Hart Benton taught there.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
You know what's weird? Thomas Hart Benton was Jackson Pollock's art teacher.
Thomas Hart Benton was an asshole. I don't know. That's just like how the way you set it up. That's
You probably
Thomas
would.
Hart Benton hit people.
He hit people. He molested little children.
Is it safe to say that Thomas Hart Benton is on the hit list?
No, he hasn't done anything too bad. I don't like his art though.
Well, that doesn't make a good case for him not being on the hit list. More like Thomas Fart Benton.
Yeah, fuck Ben.
Yeah. Can we get him on the podcast?
Yeah, okay, actually, should we call him?
Go ahead.
All right.
Call him.
What up?
Hey, Thomas.
What are you guys doing?
I thought you were dead, Thomas.
Nah, conspiracy.
You sound a little like not Scooby Doo,
Shaggy Doo.
Shaggy Doo. You sound a little like Shaggy Doo.
Never heard of it, bro.
Never.
Have you heard of the Shaggy Dog, though?
Favorite film. Is this time for films?
Oh yeah, I think it is.
I'm a fan of the podcast.
It's a trilogy.
Anyway,
Hey, I do have one question before you leave.
yeah, uh-huh.
How do you feel about the allegations of hitting people?
Oh yeah, I'm also curious about that.
Yeah. What do you have any
Who?
comments to add?
Who did
on
that?
You to
did.
several different people.
Yes, that has been alleged.
Is it true?
It has been alleged.
Okay.
All right. Time to get him.
Are you also attracted to underage women?
Under what age?
Thomas.
Anyway, I'm gonna go paint some farms or some shit.
Okay, go do that, Thomas.
Later.
All right.
Oh,
That guy
shit.
was fucking weird.
Dude, he was out there, man.
I don't know if I want to give him a platform anymore. He sounds like
Yeah.
potentially problematic.
Yeah.
All right to me. He was all right.
I did watch a movie today. Time for films.
Time for film again.
I watched Braveheart for the first time today.
Oh, dude.
I thought you were going to say Brave.
No,
It would've been
Braveheart
a good
Benton.
double feature.
Was it cool?
Oh yeah, it was fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, it's a cool movie.
Yeah, it's pretty much
Makes
just pretty much just a action movie. I mean, it's like he's fucking beating the shit out of everybody, killing everybody, blowing stuff up.
Yeah.
It was sick. 3 hours,
Sounds
but it
like
really
Thomas Hart Benton.
Thomas Hart Benton would not vibe with it probably.
Oh, okay.
Brave-
You don't think so?
They used to call him Braveheart Benton.
Braveheart. Well, he likes
Brave
it.
Hart Benton. That actually has a good ring to it.
That is cool. Maybe that'll be another artistic persona in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Braveheart Benton.
And I watched E.T. last night. Yesterday was rough. Not a lot of good news yesterday. A lot of bad news yesterday. And I felt like I needed to watch something uplifting. So I watched E.T. It was like really, it struck me even more than ever because it's been a long time since I watched E.T. Stranger Things?
Yeah.
Yo, what the fuck? Stranger Things literally just is E.T.
Yeah, I feel like Stranger Things is way too popular.
I enjoy it, but
Yeah, like it's enjoyable, but it's like I think people give it way too much credit. Just because it's like, I don't know, it feels way too derivative.
what do you think, Jacob?
I really haven't watched Stranger.
Fuck you. You know, coming on my show.
I'm too good for that sort of stuff.
That's true.
I'm watching Godard. I'm watching other stuff, you know.
Other stuff.
I'm watching Jarmusch.
Oh, Jarmusch. Good call. I watched Cigarettes and Coffee the other night.
Oh,
That's a good movie.
That's
Fucking
my
awesome.
favorite.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite Jarmusch movies.
That was
Yeah.
my first Jarmusch movie.
Yeah, that movie's awesome, especially the Tom Waits and Iggy Pop part.
Dude, I saw that you put that on your Twitter or something, and I was like, oh, he watched it.
I was like,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was just saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't gonna cut in.
Just agreeing.
I know. I was just no, two of the fucking coolest dudes, and they're together. And I thought what was cool was like Iggy is like kind of apprehensive of Tom in that short. At least that's how I read it. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I think it seems like they both don't like each other in that bit that they're doing.
I think that's just a bit. Like, I think there's like some mutual, or at least Iggy seems to really respect Tom, but Tom's kind of blowing him off. I think if you watch it again, at least that's how I saw it.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it, but that sounds. I felt like it was just more of like there wasn't really much of a connection, more than like they hated each other or whatever. I was trying to go off the song from the end of Good Time.
Oh my
That's
god,
Iggy. That's Iggy Pop.
Yeah,
that's
aren't you talking about Iggy?
I was
Who are
talking
you
about Tom Waits.
Oh,
Wait.
never mind.
dude, I cried like a baby at the end of that.
Dude, that song does make me cry just because it's like I don't know. It
Yeah,
paints Robert Pattinson in a better light, I guess, if you think about it.
no,
like
I feel the
lyrically.
same way.
Yeah. It's just like you can be a bad person but have so much love. And I don't know. It really hits me pretty hard, especially having a brother and that kind of thing.
Well, I felt that at the end of that movie, when you see his face in the car, he's like coming to this realization that like almost everything he's done is real. And
Yeah.
it's not really a game, but he's actually really going to jail and
Well,
made this huge impact. on him.
I got more of a vibe of like he let his brother down to some
Oh
Yeah.
shit, yeah.
That's
just
how I read
because
it.
he's like, I was trying to get some money and all of it went bad and I couldn't save myself. I couldn't save the situation.
Oh,
And my
shit.
brother got caught.
Yeah,
I can't bail him out. That kind of thing.
For
And
sure.
it's just like a punch to the gut.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think it's that new Hollywood ending. I think
Yeah.
the Safdies take a lot of influence from like those 70s films. It's very like Dog Day Afternoon ending or like The Graduate ending. It's almost the exact same as The Graduate ending when you kind of think about it because he's sitting in the back of the car.
Yeah.
What else, have the Softy brothers done other stuff? I didn't
They
know.
had a movie come out last year.
Uncut Gems.
Okay.
Yeah. Which was really good. I have a hard time picking between Uncut Gems and Good Time. I haven't seen Good Time for a while, so I just need to rewatch that.
It's good time for me 100%, but Uncut Gems is awesome.
I go back and forth just because they're so different from each other.
Oh, Uncut Gems is the one with Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I watched that so badly. I didn't know that was the Softy brothers.
Yeah.
And
Also, have you seen is it Heaven Knows What? I
yeah,
think. Have you seen that?
yeah.
Okay. What did you think of that?
I really wasn't into it as much. I know that a lot of their fans like will die for any of their catalog, but I didn't really. That and Daddy Longlegs was another one.
Daddy
I watched.
Longlegs didn't connect that much with me. Heaven Knows What connected quite a bit with me. It's just like it's not as thrilling as like the other two movies. It's not as like gripping as the other.
Well, they're
like,
just
the last two
miserable, especially Heaven Knows What.
movies. Yeah, I appreciate the extremely real, like kind of like how real it is because they have like the like the person that it's about is acting as the main character and stuff like that.
So
yeah, and I also really liked the cinematography. Like that had a lot of really cool like cinematography in it from what I remember. I feel like that's when they got much more of their visual style.
I think
down.
they're in a super hot streak. They're supposed to be doing some show for HBO or something with Nathan Fielder, which is like match made in heaven.
That would be really cool.
Awesome. That'd be really cool.
I haven't seen it, but I know that they have a short film that's called like
Is it
Ron?
the one with
something?
Adam Sandler?
No, I watched that one though. But It's called like the Ron Goldman story or something. Not Ron Goldman. That guy's from the OJ trial. You know what I'm talking about?
I've seen like pretty much all their short films. I really enjoy their short films. Is it the one where
there's a guy doing
he's like
stand-up
trying to be a comedian? Yeah, I really like that one.
I haven't seen it, but like the Ralph Handel story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hello, the Big Basil story. What the hell? They made it 12 years earlier. Basically, A24 directors. I want to see it, but the A24 directors are conspiring to steal all my ideas. Just saying.
Is this on Criterion Channel?
I saw it on
some of them
Fandor.
are.
I don't know what it's. I think it's on YouTube though.
I think some of their stuff is because I watched a couple of their shorts, and I think Daddy Longlegs is on Criterion Channel too.
I'm gonna start going crazy with films. I'm gonna show you guys up. I know when me and you lived together, we were watching films all the time, and so now I'm like really
Art Film City. What the hell?
That was I clicked on the video. I found it on.
What the hell?
What the hell? That's my David Lynch impression.
Do you want to hear my Dr. Phil impression?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shut the hell up, bitch.
Pretty good.
That was on par with like his actual.
Go kill yourself.
Oh man. Dr. Phil, what the hell?
Dude, that guy's an asshole.
Go sit in the middle of the road and let a car run over.
And this has been Time for Films.
Robert Eggers sucks. This is the Time for Films theme song. It's over.
Time for Films and Dr. Phil.
You're ugly. You're disgusting. I'll kill you.
Wait, this has been Time for Dr. Phil. Time for Phil.
I do have a Dr. Phil EP coming out.
Oh shit!
Do you actually?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you what you've, because I think you posted something on Instagram saying you're 3 EPs and something else.
Yeah, so I'm the Dr. Phil EP is one. I'll have a chiptune EP, a really lo-fi like house and techno like related thing EP. That's all made on like a $90 synth. And then
do you have an album?
I have another EP that I'm planning on releasing too. And then I'm working on a rap group album basically with me and some other friends. So I'm producing beats for that, and we're all going to rap on that. And then I have plans for an ambient chiptune album.
Oh, dude, that would be cool. When are these coming out?
I'll definitely spread the release. Like, it's not just going to be like whenever I finish them, I'll put them out, that kind of thing. I'm just going to like try to get it all ready, that kind of stuff, and then like release it every few months or something like that.
So do you think you'll have one out in May or late April?
Yeah, I think in May I'll have one.
Okay, cool.
The Dr. Phil one's probably going to be April or May.
How much similar is it to your last one?
Okay, the album, it's going to be very different. It's not chiptune at all.
Did you release an EP recently?
I released an EP January 1st.
Oh, shit.
On Bandcamp only.
Okay.
66skeletonKey.bandcamp.com.
I think that's what it is. Not sure.
Trying to plug you.
That's what it is.
Yeah, check me out on Spotify.
66skeletonKey.
I didn't know you were on Spotify too.
Yeah, the chiptune album is on Spotify, Apple Music, all that jazz.
Jesus.
Yep.
You're a real artiste.
It is 66skeletonKey.bandcamp.com.
There you go.
There you go.
Jacob, you gonna plug your music?
I should, yeah.
But I'm not going to.
Well, I don't know when it's going to be. I don't know exactly when it's going to be released. But I should say this: so I gave my newest sort of outline of my album to Dan to listen to. I didn't give it to Rhett for whatever reason.
Because you don't like me.
You don't trust him.
Basic. Dan gave me some really good comments, and I feel like I mean I didn't completely change what you listened. I'm kind of excited to release it because I think it's different than my last thing and a lot more coherent. I feel like, and more straightforward. But I think it'll probably be released within a month.
Nice.
Late April or so.
jwalter.bandcamp.com.
J. Walter. I said I was trying to work on an album cover.
Album cover?
Yeah, an album cover.
Okay.
Rhett's album covers are awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, do you make those?
Yeah, I make a ton of tape art too. So that's all made with masking tape, different colored masking tape. And I have 100-something masking tape picture things completed.
Is that for art purposes or just for
I just started making it because I wanted to do like just visual art in some way, and I kind of liked the idea of like cutting out tape and arranging it however I want, that kind of thing. So that's just something that I've really been, and I do more than just regular tape. I've done like price tags, other labels, that kind of stuff, like organization stuff, anything that sticks.
You should start making animation stuff like that. That'd be cool.
Another thing that I'm planning on working on in the quarantine is like a music video of some sort that would use like tape art animation.
Oh, okay. So you already got that.
So a lot on the horizon.
Yep.
Well, we did a lot. Anyway, it's been the 444 podcast. Thanks for listening.
It's been Vaporwave Expert, The Mediator, No Conflict, and Parasite. Thank you for being on my podcast. This has been the 444 podcast.
Are we leaving now?
Bye.